Hi, my name is Jenica and I'm a resident graduate student at the Field Museum. With the lockdown, I have plenty of time in the evenings to play some of my favorite video games. And in addition to Minecraft, which I already did a video on, I also play a lot of the MMO Elder Scrolls Online. Now, a lot of video games, like ESO, tend to draw inspiration from real-life materials. And one of the things that the Elder Scrolls Online game does is it uses these real-life geologic materials. It uses real gems, gemstones, minerals, rocks to add a little flavor to its crafting system. So in today's video, what I want to do is go through all of the armor trait gems. Armor trait gems are materials that are used to add a specific trait to your armor. And there are a total of 9 you can choose from. They range in usefulness from pretty essential to, you just got through a really difficult vet dungeon and you really needed that monster helm and you see that trait. You're just like, ugh, I did all that work for this crap. I still want to go over some of those materials because even though they can be a little disappointing or frustrating in the game, they can actually be really cool in real life. So I'm going to open up the crafting menu and check it out. So here I am in my house. I have the Alanor townhouse and I'm using the blacksmith crafting station. So in case you're interested, I'm crafting on my Magplar healer because that character is also my crafter. And I'm wearing the sets Olorime, IA, and Earthcore. So the first mineral up is quartz. Quartz forms silica tetrahedra, which means that its structure is one silicon atom surrounded by 4 oxygen atoms. When you put all of these silica tetrahedra together, you have a total formula of SiO2. So quartz has an elemental mineral formula of SiO2. It's a very common mineral on Earth's surface, and it comes in many different colors. So you have things like amethyst, citrine, rose quartz, smoky quartz. Those are all different varieties of quartz with different impurities. So a perfectly pure quartz, one that doesn't have any additional elements that make up its structure, is going to be clear and colorless. And we're going to skip over diamond to go to sardonyx. So sardonyx is a variety of chalcedony. Chalcedony is a variety of quartz. It is a cryptocrystalline quartz, which means that its mineral structure doesn't have large crystals. It forms very small crystals, and these crystals are so small that it's kind of on the edge, or can we actually call these crystals or not? One of the things about the image that is used for the sardonyx trait gem is that sardonyx is actually red. It is a red variety of chalcedony, and it has these red bands of alternating quartz. If we were to properly name this trait mineral, we should be calling it onyx. Okay, the next mineral up is this one, bloodstone, for the infused trait. And just like sardonyx, the trait gem picture doesn't actually match what the gem looks like in the real world. So bloodstone is again a cryptocrystalline quartz, but it is green. That is the color of bloodstone. It is green, and what gives it that name, bloodstone, is that it actually contains flecks of hematite, which is an iron oxide. It is an iron-rich mineral that is bright red. So bloodstone gets its name because it looks like it's been splattered with blood, not because it's blood red itself. The next mineral up is garnet. Now, garnet is a mineral that comes in many colors, and it's a cool mineral because scientists use it to actually determine the temperature and pressure history of a rock that contains garnet. Not all rocks contain garnet, but for those that do, it can be a very useful tool for understanding the history of that rock. Now we're going to go back to almandine. Almandine is actually a variety of garnet. So when you have something like quartz, it can have many different names, right? So you have amethyst and citrine, it's still quartz. It's a different color quartz, but still quartz. That's the same for almandine. Almandine is a type of garnet. It is an iron and aluminum rich garnet. and it comes in a red/purple color. Now, when you think of garnet in your head, you're probably thinking of almandine as opposed to one of the rarer varieties that could be orange or green. The next mineral up is emerald. The mineral pictured here is the gemstone emerald, and emerald is the green variety of the mineral called beryl. So beryl is a beryllium-rich rock. Emerald is green because it is a chromium-rich version of beryl. And beryllium, one of the major components in this mineral, is pretty cool because it is the fourth lightest element in the periodic table, but you can't actually form it in the Big Bang. So you had to have stars in order to form this mineral, even though it's so light. So in the image here, we see an emerald that's exhibiting asterism. That means that when you cut it in a cabochon or rounded shape, it's going to refract the light so that it forms a star pattern. So the next mineral is sapphire. So this is the most valuable mineral in the game as far as armor traits go. I personally am wearing all Divine's gear. Sapphire is a variety of corundum. And corundum is cool because it is actually one of the first minerals that condensed out of our solar system. Corundum is among some of the oldest material that is from our solar system. Now, corundum can come in a variety of different colors, and any color that isn't red is considered a sapphire. Like some of the other minerals we've been talking about, that color comes from different impurities. Now, let's go back to diamond. So the trait impenetrable is useful in PvP. I personally don't do much PvP, but I think that the mineral diamond is really cool. And I have 3 good reasons for why I think diamond is the best mineral. One is its hardness. It is the hardest mineral out there. On the Mohs hardness scale, it is a 10. It is the highest number. And what a high hardness means is that if you have another mineral and you scratch it with a diamond, the diamond will scratch that mineral, and no other mineral can scratch the diamond. That's why diamond is so commonly used for things like saws or sandpaper. It's because it can really scratch anything. The other reason I think diamonds are cool is how they form and how they get to the surface. Diamonds form deep underground. They require really high pressures. And what happens is these plumes called kimberlites, these kimberlites are sourced from the mantle, come up through the Earth's surface, they erupt, and they actually entrain diamonds along with them. Now, the eruption of kimberlites is a pretty old process. So most of them erupted between 1 and 3.5 billion years ago. We actually don't have any modern kimberlites. So when we see diamonds, we know that they're going to be older than 1 billion years old. The third reason why I think diamonds are so cool is because of the fact that some of our pre-solar grains are diamonds. Pre-solar grains are materials, they're small, tiny mineral fragments that are actually older than the solar system. These are grains that formed in dying stars and preserve compositions that allow us to actually learn about the stars that they came from. Now, pre-solar grains are very rare and very hard to find. We only see them in the most unaltered meteorites. But one of those meteorites can contain nanodiamonds. And these nanodiamonds are 2 to 3 nanometers across. They're very small, but they can still preserve that pre-solar signature. Now, to be complete, we have to talk about Nerncrux. So Nerncrux is not a real mineral, but maybe it's still worth mentioning because in-game lore doesn't really know where it comes from, but it offers 2 different ideas. One is that it came from deep underground, just like diamonds, or 2, that it actually fell from the stars, maybe also like diamonds. Thanks for watching, and I hope you learned a little something about the real-world origins of the armor trait gems in the Elder Scrolls Online video game.